So Blade HQ just recently released this CRKT Pilar 3 in an exclusive, and their exclusive had a black coated blade with jade or natural G10 handle scale. So, like I normally do when I get a jade G10 knife, I dyed it with some Rit dye. I was trying for teal, it ended up a little more green. But this right, where is it? It's over here. This right here is the red dye I used. You can see it says tropical teal. So I was hoping for more of like a bluish green. Um, Another thing when you're doing this, if you're doing it with G10 or plastic or something, you want to make sure you get the Rit dye synthetic dye because the regular stuff won't work because it's made for like cotton and natural fibers and stuff. I don't know if it would work on bone. It probably would, but you should just get the synthetic. That way you know it's good to go and you're not wasting money. Um, but yeah, so it turned out this kind of more greenish color than I really wanted it to be, but I think it still looks pretty cool. You can see it's still semi-translucent here, so you can tell it is in fact Jade G10. But anyway, this is the third knife in the Pilar line. I'm a pretty big fan of the original Pilar. I never ended up getting the second Pilar. I was going to, but then it was like out of stock forever, and I never ended up picking one up. So I may do that someday, but this is the third run or third incarnation, third, I don't know the words. The third version, there we go, the third version of the Pilar. This is a larger knife, a little bit less of a sheep's foot, more of like a drop point almost. You know, it's got some belly to it, some more belly to it, more of a longer drop here. So it's more like a drop point to me. Still good old frame lock, fairly deep carry pocket clip. There's going to be a little bit sticking up. Got this big old lanyard hole here if you're into making lanyard art on your pocket knives. Um, Knife looks good. The one thing is that this is just seems to be painted black. So I'm not sure how well that's going to hold up over time. That's not the biggest deal or whatever. Um, but yeah, so this is in D2 blade steel, and it came with the natural G10, which I dyed. I assume a lot of people are going to dye these. Typically, I go purple, but since I have so many purple knives already, I decided to do something different this time, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I wish it was just a little more blue, and I could probably get some blue red dye and try to re-dye this. But taking knives apart and putting them back together is a pain in the ass. This pivot did not want to come loose either. They used some hardcore Loctite on there or something. But anyway, you got a cutting edge around 3 inches. It seems, it looks about 3 inches. Blade's probably about 3.5. You get the finger choil like you do on the other Pilars. Very comfortable to hold. You can even hold it back here if you want. It's a little less comfortable, but it's very comfortable to hold up here. Pocket clip stays out of your way and everything. Um, it's a well designed knife, and of course, just like the other ones, this one's designed by Jasper, I believe his name is Voxnez. He's like Norwegian or something, so I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. But Jasper Voxnez or whatever. This is the knife closed. Looks fairly different than a regular Pilar. I really should have grabbed the regular Pilar to compare it to, but I wasn't thinking about that. Since it's got this nice little hole here, you can, of course, flick it open with your middle finger, which I love because I've gotten really used to the Spyderco middle finger flick over the years. It's the most simple way to open these modern knives, like fast, in my opinion, other than a flipper tab, which this knife doesn't need as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so you can middle finger flick it open, so that's nice. This is on bearings. I did realize that once I took it apart. So it is, fairly smooth and everything. Knife still does feel pretty solid. It is still a frame lock, so that's nice. Um, but yeah, just a new version of the Pilar from CRKT, and this is, the exclusive for Blade HQ. If you were perhaps a smart man, maybe you would keep the Jade G10 to really state the fact that it is the exclusive from Blade HQ. But that's not something that I care about. This is like a $60 knife, so it's not that big of a deal to me. Um, I really do like the black coated blade. I've gotten really into black coated blades on my modern knives. For whatever reason, I didn't used to be, but now I think it's cool. Um, so yeah, and that's one of the main reasons I bought it was because of the black coated blade, and then the G10 that I could dye whatever color I wanted to dye it. I think the regular Pilar 3 is in D2, but I might be wrong. Um, but D2 is one of my favorite cheaper steels that you can get on, more budget friendly pocket knives, because it sharpens well, it holds an edge well. It's a tool steel, so it wears well and everything. It is a little more prone to rust, but this is a coated blade, so that shouldn't be a problem. Um, but yeah, I think the regular one has like a brass backspacer lanyard hole. This one's just painted black. You do get this massive lanyard hole, which is nice if you like to make lanyards and stuff. I probably won't use it for anything, but yeah. Overall, I really think this knife handles well. I haven't used it yet. So if my opinion on that changes as I use it, I'll let you guys know. But just holding it, it feels like a Spyderco, which I feel like is probably a really high end compliment because I really love the way Spydercos feel in your hand, and this knife feels really good in your hand, and just the way that it handles and everything just feels very very nice. So I like that. Um, so yeah, Rit died the natural G10. I probably should have done the video on this when it was still natural G10, but I really wanted to dye it and get that over with, so I went ahead and did that. But yeah, I'm sure other people will do videos on the Blade HQ exclusive version of this, so you can see what the Jade G10 looks like. Um, but yeah, but anyway, this is the CRKT Pilar 3, the Blade HQ exclusive that I have already ruined. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.